Hello friends, I hope you all are doing good. Welcome to my channel. So today we'll be solving this question called as find peak element from lead code, and it is a medium level question, and the prerequisite for this question is that you should know what a binary search is and how does it work, right? And I have already uploaded a video on binary search in my channel, so you can go and watch them if your concept of binary search is not clear, or you can also refer to other sources that you may find useful for clearing your concept. So let's see what the question is asking. So it says a peak element is an element that is strictly greater than its neighbor. So by strictly greater than, what we mean is it should be greater than its neighbor. It should not be like greater than or equal to. It should be strictly greater than its neighbor. So first thing is that the element which is a peak is strictly greater than its neighbor. So our input will be an array nums, and we'll have to return the index of the peak element, and the array can contain multiple peaks as well. In that case we have to return index of any of the peaks, right? And it is saying that num set -1 and num set last, like previous to first index of the array and after the last index of the array we have element minus infinity, and it specifies that you must run the algorithm in order of log n. So now what you can see is, given an array element you have to find the peak element, and log n is something that should hit you. Okay, maybe I can apply binary search here. So let's say how binary search works here, and prior to that let's see what is the few example cases that is given in the question. So in this case you can see we have 1 2 3 and 4, 1 1 2 3 and 1, sorry for that, 3 and 1. So in this case if we'll write it from 1, 2 is greater than 1, 3 is greater than 1, and then 1 again here, right? So we can see here 3 is the peak. 3 is strictly greater than 2 and 3 is strictly greater than 3. So 3 is the peak, and hence we'll have to return the index of 3, which is 2, and the answer is 2 here, right? And we'll see the second example also. In here we have 1, then we have 2, then again we have 1, and then we have 3, then we have 4 and 5, and then we have 6, and then we have 4. So in this case you can see we have two peaks. We have one at 2 element 1, and the other is this 6 at element 5. 2 is greater than both of its neighbor, is strictly greater than, and 6 is strictly greater than both of its neighbor. So we can return either 2 or 6, both will be accepted. So we'll see now how we can use binary search to solve this question. So let's see what is the concept here. So usually binary search is applied on any data list which is in sorted. It should be monotonically increasing or monotonically decreasing. That is like one of the prerequisites of running binary search on any data set. But if we dig much deeper into the binary search, it actually can run on any set of the data which satisfies some predicate, where each element satisfies some predicate, and at particular point the predicate changes. For example, let's say I have this sorted list. I'm sorry for this. Let's say I have this list: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, right? So, and the predicate that I'm looking for is, I need to find the first element from which is less than 9, right? The index of the first element which is greater than 9, let's say index of the first element which is greater than 9. So let's just evaluate each of our element in this array. So is 1 greater than 9? No. So the predicate is false. The predicate here is element nums. Let's say our array nums should be greater than 9. So if is 1 less than 9? No, false. Let's move ahead. 2 less than 9? 2 greater than 9? False. Is 3 greater than 9? False. Is 4 greater than 9? False. 5 false. 6, false. Likewise, 7 will also be false, 8 will be also false. And here we will see, is 9 greater than 9? So here we are only looking for greater than 9. If it was greater than or equal to 9, then this would have been true. But for this case, let's say we are only looking for greater than 9. Is 9 greater than 9? No, false. Is 10 greater than 9? Yes. Is 11 greater than 9? Yes. Is 12 greater than 9? Yes. Right? So this is a data set where you can see, if any, you can say that since our list is monotonically increasing, right? This is an increasing data set. You can say that the predicate at any value, if it is false, we can safely say that every element less than it will also be false, right? If 7 is less than 9 and this list is sorted, then obviously all the elements less than 7 will be also be less than not greater than 9. Hence this predicate will be false. So we can safely ignore our search space, this side of the array, right? And we can simply continue our search on this side of the array, right? So the idea is like any data set which actually has a change in its predicate at certain point, and the nature of the data set is such that we can change any side of that particular predicate evaluation, we can actually apply binary search here. Now how can that be useful if we are finding the peak of an element, right? So let's say how this predicate concept can be used and how we can apply binary search. So let's say our example is, we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5, then we have, let's say, 4 again, and then 3 again, and then we have well, let's say -1. So if you draw the peak diagram or a graphical diagram for this, then peak in this particular data set is 5. And direct representation of this data set, let me rub this thing. Yeah, so the array representation would be 1, sorry for that. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have 4, then we have 3, and then we have -1, right? So here 5 is the peak element, and for this example, 5 is the only peak here. So the answer that is expected for this input array would be 4. Now we talked about predicate, right? The predicate in our example was that element should be greater than 9. So in this kind of data set, what could be the predicate that can be used to apply binary search here? So if you see what is the property of this uh, 5, if you can see, it is greater than both of its neighbor, right? So this is greater than both of its neighbor. Now if you see here on the right side, I can say, let's say this is at index I. So, and let's say this is nums of I, right? So is nums of I greater than nums of I plus 1? Yes, it is. Then if you move to 4, is nums at this particular index 4 is greater than 3, right? Right. So what I can do is say that after index 5 or from index 5, if my predicate is nums of I is greater than nums of I plus 1, right? So all this thing here will evaluate to be true. And if you see from here, is 4 greater than 5? No, it will be false. Is 3 greater than I plus 1? No, false. Is 2 greater than I plus 1? No, false. 1 greater than I plus 1? No, false. So if you can see here, we have a change in predicate here at this particular point, right? So first thing that we can say is this data set is following the predicate logic, that at certain point, which is at the peak, the value of this particular predicate is changing. It is changing from false to true. Now, how the second thing that you should think about is that in binary search we have to ignore certain part of the search space. So here what logic you can apply to actually ignore certain part of the search space. So let's say you are evaluating this particular index, right? So 4 is 4 greater than 3. Okay, so my predicate is true. So now since 4 is greater than 3, then I can say that all the elements on the right of 4 will actually be on the other side of the peak, right? On the other side of the peak, and hence will be true. So I will just ignore this search space, and my new search space would be this only from 1 to 4, and then again I'll have this as 4 5. Now if you see here, my new search space is 1 to the 1 to 0 to 5, and the mid will come out to be, let's say, 2, right? 0 plus 5 by 2, that will be 3. Now is 3 greater than 4? No, so my predicate here is false. So I can say that at this point my element is not following the predicate, that is, it is not greater than the element just after that. So it is on the increasing side of the array, right? Increasing side of the peak. So I can say that every element on the left of the peak will be also false. So we can apply this logic to find the peak that we are looking for. So let's try run this logic and see how binary search can be useful here. 4 3 minus 1. Let's say I have 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. What will be the mid? Mid will be 7 plus 0 by 2, that will be 3. So this is my mid. Now I will check, is 4 less than 5? Okay, what is my predicate? This. So sorry, 4 greater than 5? No. Then I can simply say that every element which is less than 4 will also not be greater than 5. Right, if 4 this element is not greater than 5, then every element on left side of the 4 will also be not be greater than 5. Then I simply ignore this part of my search space, and my new low and high will be 4 to 7. Right, now my new mid would be 7 plus 4 by 2, 11 by 2, which will be 5. We'll see this. Is 4 greater than 3? Yes. Okay, 4 is greater than 3, right? And since after 4 every element is kind of decreasing, so we can safely now ignore this part, because if 4 is greater than 3 and element on the right of 4 is decreasing, then every element on the right of 4 will be evaluating this predicate equals to true, right? So we'll be ignoring this. So my new high will become mid minus 1, that will be 7. Sorry, 5. Now we'll see my new mid. New mid will be 5 plus 4 by 2, that is 9 by 2. This will be 4.5, that is 4. So element 5 is 5 less than 4, right? So this we can actually, okay, this is one of my answer, and then I can reduce my search space high to, okay, this is one of my answer. So I'll just reduce my high to low. It will be found on the left side, so it will be reduced to 4. Now since low is equal to 4, they both collided, so my answer will be 4. I'll just simply return 4 from the method. So this is how you can use binary search to find the peak of an element in an array. So how, why we were able to find the peak? Because in the data set, the nature of the data was such that it was changing the predicate value at some point. So this idea is actually, this mathematical term is called as discrete binary search. There is a very good article on Topcoder's blog on binary search, and you can read about discrete binary search there, and how this predicate things can be used on variety of other problems as well. Now for this question, let's see the code. So we have been given the nums and we have to find the uh, peak in the nums, and there can be multiple peak, but we can have to return any of the peak, and that peak will actually evaluate true for our predicate. So let's see. So first, what we are doing, like any binary search code, we are finding low, we are finding high, and while low is less than high, we'll run our loop. We are finding mid, and this is our predicate. If numbers of mid, predicate or condition, predicate, I just find that word quite fancy, but yeah, this is our condition. If nums of mids, like for example, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we had 3, right? Sorry, we have 1, 2, 3, and then let's say I have 1. So this is nums of mid is greater than mid plus 1. So it's like, let's say this is 2 here again, and we were evaluating 2. So if 2 is greater than 1, then we are simply reducing our search space to mid only. We will basically be saying in this. Else this is high equal to mid, or we are actually or if that is not the case, we are increasing our load to reduce the search space. And at last, what will happen is both your lower, high, and mid will be collide, so you can return anything of low or high. In this case, I am returning low, and this is how this particular thing works. This is the code for finding peak element, and this is how you can use binary search in this. So thank you guys. If you like the content of this channel, then please like, share, and subscribe. And please give me feedback or comment down in the comment section. What else do you want, or how I can improve on these explanations? Or are there any other questions or topics that you want me to upload explanations on? I'll be covering most of the data structure algorithm concepts in future in coming videos. But if you want specifically any question that you are not quite comfortable with, you can comment down in the comment section. Thank you. Have a nice day.